Welcome to Peace of Mind Station. We are here to make peace with your mind.
It has been nearly 2 years since the pandemic hit the world. Now the world has thoroughly entered the post-pandemic era. While the world seems to get back on track, we found that people are affected significantly during and after the pandemic.
Exactly. According to the Mental Health Foundation in Taiwan and Japan, respectively, about 21% of Taiwanese and 90% of Japanese have been negatively affected regarding their emotion and mental health due to the drastic changes in our daily lives. People do not hang out with their friends as much as before.
Social distancing not only distances our physical body, but also distances our hearts. It has a negative effect on people's mental health. People just feel more lonely and more isolated.
Here we have students from KGHS and REITs. They have come up with 3 great action plans to deal with the problems. They aim to achieve SDG 3, which ensure healthy lives and promote well-being. Now, let's welcome initiators to talk about their actions, include their action plans, reflections, and their future plans.
Hello, glad to be here. Before we move on to our action plans, let me introduce our main goals first. We have 2 main goals. The first one is to create more human interactions under the post-pandemic era. The second one is to raise awareness of mental health. We have 3 action plans. The first one is the Instagram account. The second one is the I'm All Ears project. The third one is the mask selling project.
So our first action plan is what you see here, an Instagram account. It's called Peace of Mind Official. This is our QR code. You can scan it and take a look. The account aims to improve people's mental health. From November 14th to December 20th, we have shared some mental health tips. We also created hashtags under every post to invite more people to join us. Our main audience is anyone who has access to Instagram. Most of them are high school students. The following are our topics and hashtags. For our first post, we shared some good movies on the account, and the hashtag was Ask Your Friends Out. The second week's post is about exercising, while the third week is about singing. So after people saw our post, they could join the suggested activities and share their pictures on their personal accounts using our hashtag. These are our posts. In this way, we encourage people to have more human connections while spending time with friends. In total, we have created 3 hashtags and collected 7 posts from others. We hope to continue this project. The more people know about our accounts, the more mental health tips can be shared.
The second action plan that we did is the I'm All Ears project. The reason that we name it I'm All Ears is because it's a little place for others to share their true feelings, and we will try to solve their problems and give some advices. The project started at December the 1st and ended at December 15th. And the main audience are the viewers on Instagram, but since we are high school students, the viewers are mostly teenagers. So here's how it works. On the above-mentioned Instagram account, we will use the Instagram Stories function, Ask Me a Question sticker, so the participants can share their stories with us. And finally, we will organize all the responses and give out our suggestions through Instagram messages. We also publish short e-flyers on Instagram and in class group chats to share their stories. By doing these, we encourage people to express their true feelings and give support to their beloved ones. The last project is a mask selling project. This is our mask. It says "Blow me a kiss" on it. Because during the pandemic, it's hard to tell others' expressions with our masks on and thus create a sense of distance. To solve this problem, the slogan "Blow me a kiss" can promote humans' interactions in a humorous way like this. This is the process of making masks. Thanks to many people's support and help, we managed to collect 500 NTDs.
Although it's not a lot, it means a lot. We donated it to the John Ton Foundation, which aims to increase awareness of depression and provide support for people with mental illness and their family members. Through this project, we learned that we, as high school students, are capable of doing our part to raise people's awareness of mental health issues and provide actual help to those in need.
Wow, these are very creative and interesting projects.
That's true. Still, you guys talk so much about how this program gives others. But what do you learn from this?
Firstly, for the Instagram account, we have to find information for our social media posts and hashtags. By doing so, we learn more ways to improve mental health. Also, through the I'm All Ears project, we started to care more about people around us. We realized that everyone around us might feel low at times and needs someone to talk to.
Don't forget the mask making project. Grow Me a Kiss is super cute and interesting. And it reminds us to spread positive energy and shorten the distance between people. Also, most importantly, our profit all went to Johnson Foundation, a mental health foundation.
Along the way, have you encountered any challenges?
To be honest, when the account first started, it didn't reach as many people as we expected, with only about 70 followers.
That must have you made quite disappointed, right?
Yeah, however, we believe that we're on the right track. I think the lack of followers is reasonable, as the account was only start for no more than a month. Still, we'll continue to run the account and give tips on mental health.
I admire the spirit. Now, for the future, will you still continue doing this?
Of course, we will continue to run the account and care more about people around us. Most importantly, we should always remember to uplift ourselves and others. This way, you and I can both have peace of mind.
Thank you for joining us today. Stay tuned, and we are here to make peace with your mind.
Any questions? Feel free to ask.
No. Well, for the first question is where to buy the mask. Well, we made the masks on ourselves. So if you wish to buy them, you can comment on our Instagram account, like we just mentioned, and we can make more for you guys. Second question.
Question 2 is, will you still operating this Insta account after this activity is done? Of course, we will post something which we can treat other people's. So, and also we will continue share this account more and more.
The third question is in the sales of mask, please indicate if there was a specific target amount. So we made about 50 masks, and some of them are on our faces now, and some of them we sold it. So it was sold to so students and families and just random people on the street, and we collected about 500 NT. Yes. Okay. So the fourth question is how many masks did you sell? So as I just said, we made about 15 masks, and we left 8 for ourselves. So that's 42 masks being sold. Okay, the fifth question is how can
The fifth question is how can you do to make this concept become more famous? Yeah, like we said, we had an Instagram account, and we can promote it on our personal accounts, and we can add some flyers at our schools or on streets, just randomly.
Yeah, and we also share the account to the school group chat in our classes. Yes. Okay. So. Okay.
What about Ritz? Do you want to answer something?
The sixth question is this Instagram activity for long term or just during the school close down? The answer is it's a long term activity because uh, we hope to improve people's mental health for a long time. Thank you.
Well, the seventh question is have you already decided on an action plan for your next opportunity? Well, yes, we decided to teach people how to grow plants by themselves. And it somehow has to do with mental health. And we will continue to explain that on our Instagram account.
So please follow and stay tuned. Okay. So the last question is this account really call up some help? So I believe that it has because we get a number of followers, and there are surely people.
Google form.
Yes, we have a Google form to ask people about their feelings toward our Instagram account and all the activities that we've done. And from the feedback we get, it is, and they say that it is very helpful.
There any more?
Any more questions? Okay. So
Final question is how do you sell a mask? Well, you want to answer?
okay, so basically we just ran into random people on the street, and then we had a poster of to sell a mask, and they all agreed to buy the mask and be a part of our project and share love. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you know what the parentification is? Parentification is that children are forced to take on the role of adults due to economic instability and their parents' marriage problems. For example, they need to work part-time to make ends meet after school. Also, they have to comfort their parents when parents have an argument. Furthermore, they often need to take care of their sibling. During the COVID-19, high unemployment rates, divorce rates, and domestic violence make the parentification more serious.
In order to understand the impact of parentification during the COVID-19, research and read some papers, we find that female is majority of parentification, and this research also shows in our research. The phenomena is related to the third goal and fifth goal in SDGs. Children who take full responsibility of their siblings for a long time will make them more mature, careful, and responsible. However, they often act as caregivers, and their needs are often ignored. For example, they get less time with peers. Also, they get up with school works. As a result, they probably suffer from the depression from other same-age children.
We use Google Form and interview to conduct a questionnaire in our school. There are two main findings. One is we found that those whose parent divorce have parentification. The other is that elder children are generally chosen from familial parental role. They don't know how to find a proper way to express their feelings. Therefore, we held a knowledge competitions and anonymous pen pal activity to help them and raise public awareness of parentification.
We use IMED websites to introduce our activities. In the website, we introduce what is parentification and share some research about parentification. The most importantly is that students can write anonymous letter to us, and we will give them some feedback on IMED. We post the link on Instagram to promote our activity. Due to the pandemic, we hope our activities, which combines with Google Forms and networking sites, can have far-reaching influence in our school. And we also hope people can understand parentification deeply and then to help others people who are parentified timely.
We selected parentification as the subject because we wanted to publicize the seriousness of parentification. As a result of our survey on parentification at Dongducheon Foreign Language High School, many students were unfamiliar with it. The concept of parentification is not well known in all regions and countries. However, with the outbreak of COVID-19, this phenomenon of parentification has become more serious, and many students our age are currently suffering from it. We met students struggling with parentification and felt sorry about them about their grievances and complicated feelings. Also, as students who also suffer from this negative effect, we wanted to solve the problem of parentification to help them. To do so, we thought that more people should know the seriousness of post-COVID-19 parentification. Therefore, we have selected it as the topic of our presentation to inform many people of the severity of parentification and to spread the solution worldwide.
Examples of parentification includes children taking care of grandparents or siblings, paying money responsible for chores instead of their parents, or playing the role of friends or mediator of their family members or parents. Children suffering from parentification are usually forced to do these things, typically for their parents. The emotional stress that occurs in this process affects only two children. We conducted two children from Dongducheon Foreign Language High School. Have you ever experienced a parentification since COVID-19? When we asked this question for them, two students both answered that they experienced a parentification phenomenon as they became responsible for taking care of their younger sibling as the weeks spent at home increased after the COVID-19. In particular, on weekends, It was found that they felt a significant burden to act and take responsibility for their younger siblings' meals and manage their school schedule when their parents went to the work. It was mentally difficult and burdensome to them to take care themselves through the parentification phenomenon. They said there was no proper way to relieve their feelings felt by this responsibility and burdens. Even if they solve it, they reduce stress through art and physical education, such as conversation with their friends and painting exercise and piano.
Through parentification, uh, however, Susan's in the position of high school of late time to release stress through hobbies. As such, the parentification is the cause of extreme stress for teenagers who are still kids themselves. Through parentification, adolescents quickly become adults. Children who act like adults while being like children are referred to as adult children. In this way, the parentification is gradually appearing in many families. After COVID-19, the phenomenon of parentification will not disappear quickly and is likely to worsen. We should no longer leave the parentification phenomenon alone. Our goal is to inform more people about the consequences of parentification and improve awareness of the possible effects it has on people of a young age. By publicizing this concept, we hope that many people will think about the way that teenagers feel, and parents should think about how to properly create an environment for teenagers to develop and help provide for a better environment for other kids in the future. Thank you for your kind attention.
We will answer to the question that won't you worry about using anonymous letter may be fake. We thought using anonymity was more effective in listening to students' true stories. And thanks to anonymity, I was able to increase my preparation. And thanks to that, we was able to listen to children's better and effectively.
Okay, and we would like to answer the 789. As a normal high school student, what can you do to your action plan? And actually, our action plan is we do the knowledge competition and anonymous pinpoint activity. And we want to that everyone, the student in our school, know parentification is what, and they can find some help on the internet, or they can find friends to listen music or chat with each other, relax. Yes, that is our answer.
We will answer the question about will you have the same problem as your presentation? I want to say yes, because as we said in our presentation, the parentification phenomenon is becoming serious day to day, and so we want to say that we want to emphasize that we all have to work out hard to solve this phenomenon of parentification and find some practical solutions to solve this problem of parentification. Thank you.
And we would like to answer the 7A16, how to raise public awareness, parentizations. And we have a lot of teachers in our school, and they can promote these ideas and to their students. And we also put this knowledge about parentifications on Instagram, and we also use the IMED website to put a lot of social media. Yes, and that a lot of people know parentification. Thank you.
We will answer the question of what is your definition of adult children? We mean that adult children is a children who has a responsibility instead of their parents. Like, for example, the parents give responsibility to their children to like take care of your siblings and do the house chores, and that way the children has to act like the adult, even if that responsibility is not for them. So we call these children as adult children.
Okay, I would like to answer the 7A18. Thank you.
Bye.
Hello everyone, we're Sanxing High School and Rismekan Uji.
Over the past decade, the SDGs has become a more discussed topic throughout the world. The topic of our presentation today is Renew Our World, Renew Our Future, what we can do as students.
Here is the outline of our presentation. First, we have our introduction. Second, what is the current situation? Third, how can we contribute? Fourth, what is our anticipation for the future? Last, our conclusion.
In our introduction, we are going to tell you about the SDGs we have chosen. The first goal we have chosen is SDG 7. Energy plays a big part in everyday life. But do you know what energy is composed of? For starters, energy that comes directly from the sun includes solar energy. Energy that is produced through natural sources include coal, oil, natural gas, oil shale, hydropower, and wind power. Energy sources that are produced from the earth include underground hot water, underground steam, and nuclear energy.
Ever since the Industrial Revolution, anyone of any profession, security measures, food production, and rise of annual revenue has made the energy a major concern around the globe because they all require energy.
The other SDG we have chosen is Goal 13. Climate change is a effect of weather changing around the world. Climate change is determined by three factors: wind, raindrop, and temperature. The main reason we have chosen is because climate change has brought upon too many disasters everywhere.
What is the current situation for clean energy? The majority source of electricity is not sustainable and the thought of energy running out has been bothersome.
There are three main factors that led to lack of electricity in Taiwan. Extreme weather has caused the temperature to rise over 35 degrees Celsius. Manufacturing surplus has led to export new heights. The electricity usage cannot be reduced.
Here is a graph of the total amount of electricity used in every sector within Taiwan. Service department use a total of 70% of the electricity. Housing department use 19%. Industrial department take out the most with 57% and others use 9%.
What is the climate's current situation? In fishing sectors, fish of high value are starting to disappear due to the increase of sea temperature caused by climate change. Many forests that belong to the ecological transition zone have become blurred. The plant diversity have been greatly reduced, and many animals that belong to the forest have been threatened with extinction. Along with all these threats, the rise of sea level is also very concerning. The carbon footprint that comes from our food is contributing to climate change, and rising sea levels could lead to areas equal to 5.14 times the size of Taipei City to become flooded.
Which is why it is more so important that we take action. How can we contribute?
Well, in Taiwan, the government has set quite a lot of policies to help conserve energy. In order to ensure nuclear safety, the government has conducted a 10-year assessment and followed international reviews of safety practices alongside enhanced safety measures. In addition, they also have robust core reduction by implementing decommission plans for nuclear power plants. The association has also encouraged the creation of green energy environments by saving energy, reducing carbon usage, lowering the peak load and power demand, and promoting renewable energy, stable electricity supply in order to lower carbon emission. Last but not least, Taiwan has been working hard towards a non-nuclear home. The progress of energy technology now has to be reviewed annually to make sure they are safe.
But what can we do as students? In Sanxing, we have installed aquaponics. In addition, we can implement solar panels that can help provide energy for the school, security even within the campus.
In Japan, we have several plans to deal with the increasing usage of plastic. We cannot completely remove plastic, therefore we must learn to face them. First, we can replace plastic products with eco-friendly materials as much as possible, and relocate used plastic into recycling stations so that they can be recycled into something new and be used again.
The Taiwanese government also have set policies in response to climate change. Avoid using single-use plastic and reduce the waste produced. Reduce carbon footprints within food. Lower carbon emission from transport by taking more public transportation. Supporting shop owners that are fond of a friendly and green environment.
In addition, we have also made a short video demonstrating how to achieve the above.
also done a questionnaire in Taiwan and Japan concerning the general public's awareness towards sustainability.
Our first question let people chose 3 best ways to take climate action out of 7 options. In our result, the one most people chose was to avoid the use of single-use plastic, with 78%. Second, we have to reduce waste generation with 51.7%. At third place, we have lower carbon emission from transports with 48%. From the graph, we can assume that most people are able to bring themselves to reduce the amount of plastic they use and take more public transports to lower their carbon footprint.
Our second question is about whether or not people are willing to take vegetarian meals once in a certain amount of time. On one hand, we have eating vegetarian meals once a week. Only 20% are willing, 50% are unsure, and 27% are unwilling. On the other hand, we have eating vegetarian meals once per year. We can see that the amount of users that are willing to participate has grown to 24% and 75% are not interested.
In conclusion, we believe that general high school students are unwilling to eat vegetarian meals once a week. We think that it is because they get too little contact with vegetables in their diet from a small age. Therefore, they cannot have meals without meat. Furthermore, consuming meat will allow one to feel full for a longer period of time compared to only eating vegetables. However, if students are required to eat vegetarian meals at school, they will comply by doing so. Therefore, maybe parents are also responsible for helping their children consume a wide variety of food at a young age so they do not become too picky.
Actions speak louder than words. A lot of people already have good awareness towards climate action, but only few are willing to take action. So let us get off our feet and help save our beloved Earth.
Here are the references for our presentation. Thank you. The first question, thank you for your presentation. How can you relate it to the post-pandemic era? So, during the pandemic, a lot of the companies have allowed their workers to work at home. Therefore, the use of electricity have increased a lot. And a lot of the power plants have produced a lot of green gas, and it has done a lot to make the situation for climate change worse. Therefore, we have decided to promote the idea of green energy so that we can slow down the climate change and help save our Earth.
Thank you for question. Is how to promote this way to the public. In my school, there is a network system in between students and teachers.
Yeah.
So we think this and making poster or sharing the information of student. So and sharing the network system. So we think this is a good way to promote our opinion. Thank you for questions.
So why did we choose this topic? Well, we chose the topic of green energy because in our school we actually have solar panels that can help produce energy when during the night they can help provide energy for the students that live in our school. And we think that this is a good idea for every school to do it so that we can save the amount of gas produced and help keep our world safe.
Okay, I'll answer the question. Instead of recycling, it's better to reduce the use of plastic products. We think the plastic we use for medical. So I think we cannot reduce the usage of plastic. So I think it's important to face the plastic, to how to live with plastic. That's so.
Thank you, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
We are Kaohsiung Commercial High School and Fukui Commercial High School. Our topic is reshape and reflect on education in the pandemic. School closure due to COVID-19 has brought significant disruption to education across Taiwan and Japan. In our opinion, online classes aren't as effective as in-person classes for most students. After experiencing the inconvenience of distance learning, our team reached a consensus. Students should regard themselves as active learners instead of passive receivers. We should actively reshape our learning pattern and practice SDG S4, quality education, in our campus by peers helping peers. We don't want to lose more learning if the pandemic hits again.
Based on our study, distance learning requires students to be more focused, better time managers, and be able to work independently and with group members. However, both Taiwanese and Japanese students didn't fully prepare to embrace online learning since the pandemic outbreak hit out of the blue.
In Japan, the schools were closed in March 2020, right after the outbreak of COVID-19. It lasted for about 3 months. No one was prepared for this. Tablets were not provided to students, school Wi-Fi was weak, and some students had no internet connection at home. Some teachers gave lessons on YouTube. Others just gave them worksheets. In prefecture high school in our area, Google Classroom was used. There was no equal education.
According to the investigation of Flip Education magazine in October 2021, 40% of Taiwanese high school teachers indicate that online teaching didn't enhance students' self-learning ability. Moreover, a drop in academic performance happened to 40% of the students in a class.
Also, we reflected on our weeks of online learning and carried out a survey to ask our classmates about the learning problems during that time. Our common problems were not feeling the classroom atmosphere, an inability to focus, and a difficulty adapting to difficult learning styles.
Despite all the new online teaching activities teachers provided, some of us did not find ourselves engaging in the class. We worked ourselves during the exams or for assignments. Sometimes we did not approach teachers to ask our questions and felt isolated.
Long-term online learning made us all isolated and we had trouble staying focused on the screen. We couldn't keep our eyes open and our heads began bobbing. Besides, we were easily distracted by the social media and game temptations.
Without adequate computer literacy, we faced technical difficulties. Frustrated with not catching up with the instruction, we had a setback in academic regression during the pandemic.
Therefore, the objectives for our project are as follows. First, to create a positive pressure and learning atmosphere. Second, to monitor individual learning as a group. Third, to identify learning styles and improve learning skills.
We aim to create a new form of a learning community to reduce the challenges of online learning and stimulate active learning. We set up an online study group on Discord, an easy-to-use social media platform. The study group can work not only during the pandemic, but also on normal school days.
Discord is a basically free app, unless you choose to pay to get more speed and quality for your video sharing. But we do not that for our purpose, so it's free. Discord provides a free chat space, including text chat and voice chat. It is commonly used by internet gamers because it is lightweight and easy to use.
Our online study group feature anonymity, is open 24/7 and offers peers assistant learning.
First, anonymity. Members can ask questions anonymously in the study group without receiving peer sneer or being worried about occupying class time. They can feel safe asking questions. What's better is that members can also check their comprehensions through other questions.
Second, open 24/7. Compared to in-person teaching, our online study group is open 24/7. Members can ask questions or see help as soon as they hit and ask help in their assignments.
Third, peer-assisted learning. For less motivated member, we arrange a video call channel. Members can monitor each other's learning by turning on their cameras. We take turns to be the host in the group video call channel from 8:30 to 9 p.m. every day. Besides, if one gets tired, they can go to the voice chat channel to chat with other members and even listen to music together.
To encourage members to ask and solve problems right as they get confused, we conduct the study group by setting out rules and building a reward system. In brief, members can ask a question to gain 1 point and answer one to gain 2 points as a reward. Every 80 points can be exchanged for booster coupons, and they need to gain at least 5 points each week. If members do not reach the 5-point standard, they need to donate 20 Taiwanese dollars, about 80 Japanese yen, to charity.
Online learning could be appealing to various types of learners and could cultivate self-learning ability. However, for those not knowing their learning styles, online learning might be ineffective and daunting.
We share the learning style quiz for our members to help them identify their learning style. Moreover, we shared articles about how each style learner masters their learning, inviting our seniors to share study tips to make tough subjects easier.
To sum up, making an online study group solves some of the major demerits of online learning, such as lack of concentration due to not being watched, and lack of communication to help understanding. It also gives a sense of achievement, which can improve students' motivation.
Currently, we have 30 members from different classes in our online study group, and we aim to recruit more juniors to join in. Our project is not only an alternative for boosting learning in pandemic time, but also a spark brightening those who lose confidence in their study. Sustainable Development Goal for Target A is to provide safe, non-violent, inclusive, and effective learning environments for all. It is what we offer through our online study group.
Thanks for your kind attention.
we choose question is what inspired you to choose this SDG? And our answer is during the pandemic time, we found ourselves not engaging the class and lose a lot of chance to learn. In order to let our classmates have a competitive and good learning atmosphere, we think we should actively make some change. So we choose Discord as a tool to encourage our peers by giving them booster coupons. We think we can gain the happiness by helping peers in learning.
Thank you for your questions. Someone asked, what is your impression of using Discord? We also have a Line group for communication. But with Line, because there is only one room, we cannot focus on one topic. But with Discord, we have different rooms for different topics. So it was easier to concentrate. So it was good. Thank you.
What's your impression of you seeing the app? People can ask questions and help others.
Because Discord is easy to use because we play games with Discord and it is a common app in the world and we can use it because everyone has it. And Discord is easy to communicate with our partners and it is easy to cooperate in its internet is as good as Line or Instagram. And we choose questions. So your presentation is all about why we should use Discord. It's honestly feel like an advertisement because it's easy to use, just like Instagram. Every teenager have used it, and we also choose one because everyone can use it, and we can invite our friend just on it. And his internet is really good. Maybe I can talk about 5 hours. It will not disconnect, and we can use video call and he has high quality. And we can build a lot of servers just like Chinese, math, English, or science, or social. And we can use a lot of room to maybe I can five people in one room, and we can chat or reading together, and we can block other maybe we don't like them and block them out.
Thank you for question. Someone asked about the lack of internet in our class. There are some students without computer, but everyone has a smartphone.
And the question, will it really help us to learn by apps? Because we have reward system, it can really encourage. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.
Hi guys, this is Augie, one of the captains of the Taiwanese group. The other captain, Mabel, is the only girl in our part of the group. The boy with the glasses is Shane. The boy with the curly hair is Joshua.
Hi guys.
And this is Johnny.
Hello guys.
Hi guys, this is Anika, and I am the captain of the Japanese group. The boy wearing the glasses is Hib,
Hi.
and she is Natsumi, and he is Koki,
Hi.
and the last one is Mizuki.
Before COVID-19, the environment had been overconsumed by pollution and lots of trash produced. So humans have to respond to the issue that we create ourselves. That is what we are about to address.
According to the research that we did, we realized that there are numerous environmental problems. We found some ways to mitigate these from happening again. Such examples are using masks, reducing carbon emissions, and recycling items for people in need of materials.
As you
Hi, Ozzy. I did some research in school. When I went to check the recycling plant, I found out there were so many used masks thrown in the bin. And I also saw some beside the beach. That's such a waste. We could have used them as more meaningful applications. Sorry, you are mute. You are muting. You are muting. Hello. You are muting. I did some research in school. When I went to check the recycling plant, I found out there were so many used masks thrown in the bin. And I also saw some beside the beach. That's such a waste. We could have used them as more meaningful applications.
The importance is to make sure the used mask can be disposed of properly. To solve the problem, I suggest we set up more recycling bins, especially for facial masks. We will then show you what we can do with the recycled mask.
Always masks of this discarded plastics by taking out iron wire in the mask and holding it. This wire can then be used as a cable zip tie.
Yeah, that's a really creative idea. And also, since I really like photography, sometimes when I forget to bring a shading plate while I'm taking a picture outdoors under the sun, I can just stick my extra mask into the socket of the flashlight. The problem is solved.
I have an idea similar to that. Sometimes I buy a new cassette wardrobe because I have plenty of clothes. This practice consumes too much money and materials. Luckily, I discovered that I can DIY a sachet bag using a sterilized mask. I had a lot of fun making it. More importantly, I made a difference in helping the environment. I found out that even individuals can help out the earth.
The days that we live have been drastically transformed by the impact of the pandemic. Instead of waste, air pollution is also a problem since the emission of carbon dioxide keeps increasing in this situation. Do you guys have any ideas?
Yeah, for sure. For example, in our daily life, we should take any means of public transportation instead of personal vehicles. Since public transportation generates the same amount of carbon dioxide as the cars do, it transports more people so that less per capita is produced. Walking on foot or riding a bike is also a good idea to cut down on the amount of carbon dioxide emissions.
Waste of plastic is also a problem of pollution. During the pandemic, people were advised to stay home because of the virus. So most people would choose to order home delivery for meals. But the problem is the disposable tableware that were produced with it. The way that we can solve the problem as high school students, I suggest we try to cook meals ourselves so that we can reduce the waste of plastic.
Waste is not only present in tableware, but also in waste clothes. During this pandemic, lots of people lost their jobs, and some of those people cannot afford to buy new clothes. These people could be supplied with used clothes, so we suggest setting up clothes recycling stations in school and other public places. This can help those impacted by the pandemic and also the poor. It's such an honor for students like me to help others this way.
Due to the COVID-19, humans were impacted and were challenged by the natural environment. COVID reminds us that the environment should be protected. That's why we should work on the 4 Rs, which are reduction, reuse, recycling, and replacement. Even though we did not mention replacement now, it is still a very important part of the protection of the environment. Every one of us should keep our eyes on these small issues and start to do it day by day. Small change for us to do every day helps the big change of the world. That is all for our presentation. Thank you all for listening.
So now we're going. Okay. Okay. Okay, the first one. How easy can you how easy do you think it will be implement your idea on a large scale? For example, to your entire country use this idea.
So, in order to share this message with the whole nation, we would need to involve to get the attention from the government or the media in order to spread the message, and basically just have more people involved in this action of solving the environment problems.
Okay, the second question. Why did you decide to choose this topic? Actually, the reason that we choose this topic is because when we go around to see our school, the garbage bin or the recycling bins, we found that there's lots of used mask. But then when we are checking on the internet, we found that, oh, maybe used mask or like used clothes can be reused again. So we found that that might be a waste. So if we can try to reuse the mask, it can just protect the environment. And the next one. Are you guys have any action plans can do? Like we had show it in the PowerPoint that we can do the action that we can do as a high school students. Like for example, for the recycling part for plastic for tablewares or like plastic tablewares, we can actually try to cook meals ourselves so that we can reduce the waste of plastic and also for like what I said, the reuse of mask. Yeah, that's actually some action plans we can do as a high school student.
May I answer the question?
Yeah, of course.
The question is how to deal with so many masks. The answer is that we think our small steps are the more important. We should not think about all masks. We should do small steps with all people around the world. Yes, next one.
The question is it too hard to achieve? Yes, we think it may be hard for us to carry out this project, but we have to keep on making effort to improve the situation.
Okay, the question. How can you solve the wasting clothes? Like we had to do some research before, and then we found that in Japan, some place they use used clothes. They can maybe just collect used clothes and then make it as a new fashion clothes, so that like you can have a recycling part for clothes. That's not a waste, and then also we can protect the earth on the environment part. So that's it for the Q&A part. Yeah, and then we found there's an interesting question, and then we've don't you think recycle mask is not very hygiene? We've like first like every time we reuse mask, we do recycling of mask, whatever mask or clothes. Actually, we have to sterilize them, clean it for our health, like for everyone's health to not get sick in this situation. And so, like basically every time, like for example, we use a shading place, we use like the bag for the reused mask. As actually we sterilize them before we use them. That's actually is good for everybody's health. How to deal with so many masks? Like for this question, actually, we set up recycling bins in whatever schools or like every classroom so that we can just reduce the waste of masks. It's actually good for the earth and also good for everybody beside us. So that's all for the Q&A part. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are from Senior High School.
And we are from SMA Lab School, Jakarta.
Today, the topic we are going to share with everyone is how we cope with pandemic effects on education. The United Nations Sustainable Development Goals include 17 goals and 169 detailed targets. And what we'll mention today in the presentation is related to the fourth one, quality education. Quality education, which means to ensure that no children should be left behind. Everyone deserves fair and high-quality education, and lifelong learning should be promoted.
Yes, with an eye to addressing the current situation under the pandemic, distance learning is necessary. Distance learning, in our case, refers to a teacher mode which uses media like Instagram, Google Meet, and Google Classroom to enhance learning. Obviously, there is an urban-rural gap because the exposure to learning and practices in a rural area is not as general as it is in the urban area, especially under the influence of COVID-19 pandemic. According to this severe situation, It will never meet the fourth SDGs goal, quality education, if we hesitate to start working. So how can we improve it?
As we brought all our action plans to reality, we decided to convey it by setting up a collaborative Instagram page held by both schools called Ed for Everyone. This page can be accessed by everyone and anyone all around the world, with our main purpose to discuss online learning, which will help encourage the urban and rural gap in education and the measures we take to make a move and change it. We focus on sharing the awareness of the gap between urban and rural education to show the unfortunate critical conditions and inequality of learning in rural areas that is significantly different from the conditions of schools in urban areas. Since we are aware that while students in urban areas have more access to online learning accommodations, our peers in rural areas might struggle more to access that.
Knowing these issues, we also share tips and tricks on online learning and students' well-being in hopes that we could help improve productivity, creativity, and efficiency in education. Because we think that is one of the easiest way for an individual to push for a wider spread of knowledge on technology in education. And to further translate our cares into an action, we also shaped an online fundraiser and donation and did volunteer teaching. Because it is important for school that need both services and funding.
We also spread awareness of our topic by setting up an online campaign which students can sign up and volunteer to help our cause, which is raising awareness on the importance of rural education. Our volunteers will repost contents from our Instagram page and reach a deeper understanding of the urban and rural gap, as well as earn useful relations that will help them in the long term. And then, when it's all done and over, as an act of thanks, they will be given a certificate as proof of their participation.
And in Taiwan, we also initiated a similar campaign. Here is our first action. In order to balance the gap in educational resources caused by regional inequality, we come up with an idea. We use Google Meet and make PPT slides to teach those students who live in rural areas. Besides, we also use Google Forms to design quizzes to help them learn better. In our action plan, we find a student who's studying in Meinong Junior High School.
The teaching content we focus on are English subjects. In each lesson, we spend at least 20 minutes teaching them necessary English knowledge and give them some small tests to make sure that they are truly comprehending. We also use one-to-one lessons as we want to make those students get the best quality education. And it works! Students in rural areas feel truly helpful and really make an improvement on their English learning.
Yes, that's amazing. While here in Jakarta, we also conducted a fundraising campaign for a school called Sekolah Kami. Sekolah Kami is an informal study group for scavengers and underprivileged children situated in West Bekasi. We collected these funds from a donation app and site called kitabisa.com.
Our team had collected 5 million Indonesian rupiah or $347 to support their quality education. We had given them school supplies and vitamins to support their offline learning in the midst of the pandemic. We also had done volunteer teaching, where we taught basic English in a fun way, with activities such as a spelling bee and translating Indonesian to English game, as well as some other fun games we played together with the students at Sekolah Kami. To show you a general picture of what we had done for our action, we had put together a short video for you. Let's watch it together.
Our action starts by shaping an online funding using Indonesia's fundraising platform called Kitabisa.
Set up an Instagram page to publicize our campaign.
First, online funding campaign.
Second, spread awareness by recruiting volunteers online. And last, share some online learning resources.
We finally got to meet the wonderful children of Sekolah Kami and performed our volunteer teaching. And contributed the donations in the shape of school stationeries, vitamins, and money.
We also did online teaching.
OK， 好，这边 at corner 就是在什么转角。
Through our 4 actions, volunteer teaching, donation, online volunteer campaign, and an Instagram youth organization campaign, we hope we can make a change and contribute to quality education. By using online teaching, we can help them enrich their knowledge. Through fundraising, we empower the children in rural areas with facilities so that they can have a chance to get quality education. At last, we post our actions and some solutions on our Instagram pages to let everyone know
our action starts by shaping
is immediate and super important. So now, everyone, why not join us and make a difference? No matter what tiny changes you can make, you can help those disadvantaged in rural areas with just simple action. Don't hesitate anymore. Let's help the students make a difference in their education. 3, 2, 1.
Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, everyone. Here's all for our presentation. It's welcome for everyone to ask us any questions.
We would like to answer the first question from 7A16. Thank you for the question. The question is, it's a wonderful presentation. How do you guys raise the funds? Basically, in Jakarta, we have this very familiar site called kitabisa.com. It is used by many people in Indonesia to raise funds similar like us, whether it is for donations or for help for other people. So we decided to use this site because it is familiar to all the people around us. We sent this link to everyone around us, to our teacher committee, to our school, and just to groups around us. So by doing that, we successfully collected around 5 million rupiahs or 347 US dollars, as we mentioned in our presentation. And we decided to give all of that to the Sekolah Kami, as we said in our presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. So great questions and great explanation. And now it's Fengxin's turn to answer the 789. Why do we choose this topic for the answer? We choose this topic is because now after the post-pandemic era, a lot of students in rural areas, they didn't have the supply, like they didn't have the phone, computer, and even iPad can have the chance to get quality education. And after the post-pandemic era, we think this kind of things is become more specific. So that we want to solve this kind of problem. So we do the quality education, this topic. Thank you, everyone.
Excuse us, we want to answer the second question that we found very interesting from 8A9. What if rural students don't want to learn? How can we help them understand the importance of knowledge? In Indonesia, actually, rural students have a great wanting to learn, but they have little attention. They get very little attention. That is why we wanted to contribute on this, because we know that they actually really want to learn, but they get really little attention. So we decided to go ourselves to one of the rural schools and teach them ourselves. Thank you for the question.
Okay, thank you for the answer. And now we will answer the question from Sari. It's asked about why education is important for us. Nowadays in Taiwan, we need a lot of knowledge that we need to live on the society and we need to comprehend with others. So we think that education is important for us since we need a lot of knowledge. We need to enrich ourselves to have a better communication with others. And now in our government, we think we need to have a better communication with the abroad student and abroad country. So we think that English education is more important, so that our online teaching is focused about the English education. Is that we think that the English education is is super important and immediate for the student in Taiwan now. Thank you.
Thank you for the questions. Someone actually asked, where do we recruit our volunteer members? So we try to find a marketing Instagram that specify on volunteers, and that's why we paid them to promote our volunteer, and they will have to fill a link, which is an upper recruitment link, and then after that they have to submit their application, and after that we try to evaluate their qualities, etc. And then after that, maybe later, if we want to do this project further, we will ask them to actually help us teach the rural students. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Not yet. 还没进来，还没来，韩国还没进来啊。开始了。Yes. 有了。Hello. Student from Busan Senior High School.
Hello, we are
students of Donggucheon Foreign Language High School.
It's already been 2 years since the online class was conducted due to COVID-19. What comes to your mind first when you think of online classes? We thought it would be an unforgettable chance to get into the digital classes within the SDGs quality education with our friends in Taiwan. Today, we'll hold a presentation with Gushan High School on the equality of education among online classes and SDGs. Next.
When the pandemic raged thoroughly, schools around the world could not help but be closed partially and thoroughly, which disturbed the normal education. During the peak of the epidemic, over a billion students were not able to attend school.
Security rules in Korea include first, keeping 1 meter distance, and second, stable internet environment, and finally, PCR tests right away if samples are seen. There's something in common with Taiwan too. Apply hand sanitizer before meals, self-diagnosis before school, and separate sick people and stay home. Then eventually then
This is the educational goal of the post-COVID-19 era in Korea. Korea aims for an innovative, comprehensive talent model in the COVID-19 situation. But the most important thing in here is this teacher-based education part. First, we design future-oriented teaching, learning, and evaluation, such as online and offline links. Second, space construction and reconstructing linked to teacher-based life learning. For next.
Many of you probably have not heard of EBS. It's an educational broadcasting system where we can watch lectures or whatever we want to study. It exists to improve the quality of equality education. The point here is that the teachers there are all elected out of the excellent teachers from the public schools. So it definitely improves the quality of equal education, which is the one of the SDGs we have here. And it even has a cute mascot called Ping's right over there. Compared to Korea, next page.
Taiwan has some practice. The government offers TV teaching channel PETS for students to learn at home. Besides, there are many websites run by many devoted teachers for students to choose from, such as Short Start and Adapt Learning in Taiwan. Every student is of equal right for education.
During a school closure, we students had to rely on the internet to engage in our learning, such as attending classes, taking our assessment, and working with our classmates with the digital divide. Technology has turned being online teaching and learning into a new norm. Next.
There are some strong points about online classes in Taiwan and Korea. First, independent and collaborative learning and exploration. Second, abundant information online, so it's possible to improve the quality of assignment and shortening time. And it makes efficient use of time. Third, there is a possibility of rewatching lecture videos, so there are no time and space restrictions. Next, please. Moreover, we have some weak points as well. First, there is no immediate response, which is connected to poor interaction with the teacher. And second, lack of face-to-face interaction and communication. Third, because we are having online classes at home, students are easily distracted and have environmental restrictions. Also, our health deteriorates because we sit down and have classes for a long time. Next.
When everything had to be done online, we thought some classmen confused about how to operate the app, video conferencing tool, or online software. So we formed a group to teach and help them during the lunch break. Besides, we also learned during we we also learned how to discuss on Meet and co-editing on the Google Share platform. Next. During the school closure, my class began to set up different kinds of platforms where teacher or student can respond to each other, and we post good teaching channel of YouTube. Such a practice provides everyone with the abundant resourcing and equal chance. Next.
In Korea's action plan, we built a bulletin boards or homepage where students and teachers can clearly question and answer questions. As shown in the picture, we should create a free communication center by answering questions on the chat application or by creating a question board for Q&A directly on Google. For Nick,
In order to create equal learning environment to make sure that nobody thinks they are discriminated, help from the public facilities is necessary. Many students are still having difficulties accessing the internet service since they don't have an electronic device. Therefore, public facilities like libraries and schools have to provide electronic devices to the students. For next.
During the online class, many students would have spent less time on exercising than they did at school. It reduced the physical strength of many students. We thought it would be better to do a challenge with friends as a solution to this problem. Exercising together with a set time and a goal with friends can actually help students increase their physical strength.
With the outburst of COVID-19, there is a trend for a hybrid class, a mix of online and face-to-face learning. In fact, the world is like a huge hybrid grocery food, so it is actually important to apply what we have learned to life. Soon is the right time to make a change, to make us more adaptable in the world.
We hope to improve the quality of education even during the pandemic. Thank you for listening to our Gusan and Dongdo Chan High School's presentation. Okay.
I will answer first with the question about what inspires me to choose this project. While I am the student with living in this society with COVID-19 together, I think the most basic and the serious problem is about the educational things. We did not choose to live with this COVID-19 together, so we all together live with this serious problem. And COVID-19 is getting worse and worse and serious, not getting better or something. So, this COVID-19, so it became an assignment to solve this problem. And what do you think that a student can solve this problem about the COVID-19? I think education is the first thing because we are the one who learn and study and having education something. So I think that our team can think about how to solve these problems and what's the most important thing with this problem. So I choose these topics because we are students with living COVID-19 together. Thank you.
Okay, so now I'm gonna answer the question: if students don't have equipment, how to serve it? Where I'd like to say that there are some facilities like government or some public organizations which are providing electronic devices. And also, government has been imposing some laws to provide electronic devices for students who cannot afford to buy those things. Like if people are not that rich to buy some electronic devices, they cannot attend schools classrooms. So like also schools, they are also providing laptops. And also in Taiwan and Korea, there's many organizations which are providing those electronic devices. So actually students don't have to worry about this kind of problem.
And I'm gonna answer about can we use the platform anytime? Yes, we can use it anytime. We talk about the strong point of our education and things, and there was we can use the time efficiently. So that means everything like lectures and videos, we can use it in every time because it's not in like live online. So we can use it every time in where we are, and that's our answer. We can use it every time. We can question if we are studying and we got some questions, we can ask anytime when we want, and the teachers can answer every time. And yeah.
I want to answer the questioning, do you think the online education has improved during the COVID situation? As we said in the presentation, making an example of Korea. In Korea, we have EBS, something like the online lecture program. And during this COVID situation, we actually had more kinds of lecture programs online, and we got to learn more about the fourth generation of digital-based educations. So we we would say that this COVID period made us learn more about this online education, and it actually improved us a lot.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are Kaohsiung Luzhu Senior High School and Kobe University Secondary School. Our topic today is health and social media. Let me tell you why we are interested in this topic. Under the influence of COVID-19, the world has suffered a major blow. It affects people's occasions. Most people can only stay at home. This situation affects both their body and mind.
So, staying at home most of the time can lead to two main problems, physical and mental. Due to the lack of exercise, physical problems including obesity would easily increase the risk of illness. Mental problems result from the lack of face-to-face social interactions. People may suffer from low mood, stress, and even lose their concentrations easily. Researchers have been doing these studies on whether the pandemic has an effect on people's physical and mental health. As we can see on the screen, this graph has shown that COVID-19 has affected people's health physically and mentally.
Human beings are gregarious creatures. Not being able to get out of the house or avoiding face-to-face human contact would definitely have a toll on people. A lot of people are used to exercising in parks or in gyms. If they are restricted at home, they may not exercise because of the lack of the equipment. As people get less exercise, their body makes less dopamine, which is a substance that makes us happy. Therefore, our goal is to figure out a way to improve people's physical and mental health.
Imagine this, people are restricted at home all the time. Doesn't it sound like caged animals? We don't have this kind of experience of walking past a pet shop and what do we see in windows? Countless animals that are waiting to be brought home. Under this epidemic, we are all like caged animals, not being able to get out and have normal social interaction like we used to. So, in order to try to solve both mental and physical problems that COVID-19 has brought to the world, we will come up with an idea of using modern technology, the internet, as a fruitful group discussion.
By creating a website as a new social media platform where we focus on health. As you can see on the screen, this is what we have created. It's still a work in progress. On the site, many at-home exercises can be found, including eye exercise videos. When people watch these videos, the website will record how long they have watched videos. The amount of time will also automatically turn into points, which they can redeem later for books, clothes, food, and so on. If people can make a video of them doing the exercise and upload it to the website, they can get more points. As we all know, we feel happy after exercising. This would improve people's health. Also, we can hold online music performances through Google Meet so that people who like music can perform to reduce frustration and increasing confidence.
If they still feel blue, the website also provides counseling services for those who like to protect their privacy. Internet forums may be a good choice for them. They can hold conversations in the form of posts with people with the same experiences. Volunteer counselors will offer their professional help by replying to the posts regularly. And for those who like to talk, online meetings will be held every week through Google Meet or Teams. Counselors will also be invited to these meetings in order to give those people support and suggestions.
In order to make our actions effective, we need some help and support from the local government, corporate organizations, counseling centers, and YouTube workout channels. Our plan will be presented to the local government. If the officers think the plan is doable, They can ask some corporate organizations such as eSites Bookstore, Costco, and so on, to donate books, foods, or clothes. This way, we will have resources to offer for the website users who can redeem their points for something they like. Besides, the local government also needs to help recruit volunteer counselors in order for our forms and online meeting to work out.
Last week, we will ask some popular YouTube workout channel to work with us. With their permission, their most viewed videos can be put on our website and their video can help more people. It's a win-win. Of course, workout channel can promote the value of mental care too. Then the user can care both mental and physical health at the same time.
Right now, websites about physical health or mental health can be respectively found on the internet. For example, Japan Sports Agency and other public organizations has a website which tells people how to exercise. Also, the Ministry of Health, Labor, and Welfare has a website with information from experts about curing people's hurts. However, we haven't found a website that can combine both. Plus, there are apps that have an objective like us on the physical point or the mental point, not both, but it takes our phone storage, which you may don't like. On the other hand, websites are easier to access for everyone with any device. In our opinion, the plan can work not only because it is free of charge, but because it can really help people.
Due to the impact of the epidemic, many things like schools, trips, and so on were heavily restricted. Then our mental and physical health were damaged, and there is still a long way to go back before we can go back to the normal life. Thus, in order to respond to the whole COVID-19 situation and the unknown future, our idea of a social media site seems to be one possible solution to maintain people's physical and mental health and reach SDG 3 health targets. With good physical and mental health, we can get through any crisis and have more opportunities to engage things that interest us. Use social media and make your life more better and healthier. That's all for our presentation. Thank you for listening.
Okay, so the first question is what made you want to choose this SDG? And we chose the SDG 3. SDG 3. And the reason why we chose this topic is that it was the most familiar one with us because we're high school students and we're familiar with using social media. And also about physical and mental health. Due to COVID-19 pandemic, we have come to have a lot of problems about our mental and physical both. So we decided to choose this topic for our presentation. And for the second question, how to allow your concept to be spread? Okay, so I think it's about how to spread our concept or the website that we made. And in this case, I think that we can use social media again to spread this concept. For example, a lot of high school students use Instagram, Twitter, or other social media apps. So we can spread the idea of our website using those social media apps.
What can you do? これさ、エクササイズすることでドーパミンが出るわけ。エクササイズすることで改善される。これですか？ What else? やばい。
Okay, so sorry for taking a lot of time. The third question is what point do you think is most important in exercise? And as for this exercise, I think this means something that can that can make us happy or that can improve our mental and physical problems. So what is important in exercise is, it's just my opinion, but I think to continue exercising is the most important part because it doesn't matter how the quality or the quantity of the exercise. As you keep moving your body, I think dopamine can be produced in your body and that makes you happy. So as long as you practice or you keep exercising at home, you can solve a lot of problems about your mental and health.
Also, our website can help continuing the exercise because we're going to put many videos from the popular YouTubers or things like that. So the website that we made can help continuing.
Okay, so for the fourth question is you mentioned the website is free. So where the costs that run the website come from? So in the part of collaboration, we mentioned the organizations that will help us. For example, local government and corporate organizations, counseling centers and stuff. And if our idea is admitted by the local government, like showed in the slide, I think we can get money to run the website from them too. And for the money for the counselors, they are volunteers, as we mentioned in the slide. So we don't think that will cost much for them. So basically, local government is the answer.
Thank you.
Thank
Goodbye.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are going to talk about the connection between food delivery and the economic in post-pandemic era. First is motivation and purpose.
With the outbreak of the COVID-19 epidemic, the world economy was further impacted. The food and beverage industry also suffered.
In this study, we investigate the impact of economic revenue growth on food delivery platforms (FDP) before and after the epidemic to determine whether economic growth is related to the epidemic. Moreover, we discussed the ultimate goal of SDGs 12, responsible consumption, to ensure sustainable consumption and production patterns, and SDGs 8, decent work and economic growth, to promote sustainable economic growth.
Next, the concept of food delivery. In recent years, the concept of free delivery of food to home has been well received by customers. The delivery platform has penetrated our lives. There are 4 factors making food delivery popular.
People like to stay at home. It reduces time for transportation. The service is customized. Hence, food delivery plays an important role in modern era. Now, the coronavirus pandemic increases the revenue and the number of users in the food industry. Takeaway will be one of the winners in this situation.
Economic growth during the pandemic. This graph shows the impact of delivery service on revenue in March 2020. The number of restaurants and beverage stores without delivery service suffered from the reduction in revenue, which account for around 99% and 66% respectively. This chart demonstrates COVID-19 delivery boom from 2019 to 2020. As more people take during the pandemic, delivery apps are becoming more popular among business owners and their customers. Uber Eats revenue rose sharply as COVID-19 required shelter-in-place restrictions. Obviously, this epidemic has greatly promoted the development of food delivery industry. From April to September, the total revenue of these 4 companies was about US $5.5 billion, more than twice total revenue of US $2.5 billion in the same period last year.
The relation between inflation and the delivery platform. In the post-pandemic era, the 2 delivery companies, Foodpanda and Uber Eats, have high royalties. The delivery companies in Taiwan charge in the restaurants and the beverage stores 35% to 14% of the services fee. In this case, operators' turnover did not increase at all. For some small shops, it means the more food or beverage they sell, the less money they make. Take this drink for example. From this picture, we can find that the drink sold in the physical store is $15. The very some beverage is $17 if it is delivered by a food delivery company. This phenomenon causes inflation in food and beverage prices. Our goal is to create benefits for delivery platform, increase desire to order food online.
To solve this, the following also the delivery platforms can collect monthly fees from consumers and membership fees from partner stores once a year. First is ensure that the store has ability to bear the cost of delivery and avoid continuous increase of food prices on the platform. Two, food delivery platforms can give members discounts appropriately, promote consumers' desire to shop, and protect the rights and interests of merchants. So, how does the action plan work? This is our timeline. First, we will conduct a survey. Second, we will analyze the results. Third, we will convey ideas to those who are concerned. So we need to evaluate if the action plan will work. In this stage, we will visit restaurants to see if the stores will support our plan so as to know if it's feasible. Then we'll call for actions. We will persuade legislative members, dining occupation labor unions, or active media users to support the plan. Opportunities and challenges. Opportunities are platforms will have more loyal members. Stores will increase their profits. Items on platform will be cheaper. Challenges are consumers may hesitate to pay monthly fee, and it's hard to attract new users.
This is our conclusion. First, the platform should change the membership fee, user and shop policy. This can prevent the price on the platform from being more expensive than physical product and increase turnover. So this action plan can help achieve the goal of SDGs 12 and ensure a sustainable consumption and production model. Second, make delivery platform localized. By reducing platform management costs and membership fees, merchants can save more money and spend more on personnel or food costs. This achieves SDGs, decent work and economic growth to promote sustainable development. Thanks for your listening.
Thank you for the question. First, we answer the question from Japanese team. You said takeaway will be the winners in this situation. Do you have the evidence to prove it? Frankly, we don't have perfect proof yet. However, we think that the results of our research would prove this fact in the after Corona era. In other words, We believe that our hypothesis will turn out to be true in the long run after Corona.
This is answer for Japanese. Next, Taiwan, please.
Okay, so for the question why we want to choose this topic, because under the pandemic, lots of industries suffer from this, but the restaurants, it can rely on the delivery platform to solve the problem. So we want to discuss why the restaurants can rely on the delivery platform and some problems on it. So I think it's a great topic.
So what can we do to increase the economic of small stores? Actually, we want to resolve food delivery platforms charge lots of several services fee in reason to inflative the prices of beverage of restaurants items actually don't rise up. The price always rise up, and our 薪水 salary, our salary don't goes right. So we want to engage this Kate.
Okay, so for the question, if the store don't support our plan, what will we do? I think that if they don't support, we need to do more like advertisements or some short clips to spread our idea, and then I think more more stores will support our idea, and the question will be improved. Okay.
That's all. That's all of our answers. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Bye.
Hi. Can we start now? Excuse me? Hi, hello.
Hello.
Sorry, we can't hear you. Excuse me?
Hello. 그냥 가다못 들었거든요. Okay. 이렇게만. Hello, everyone. Today's topic is Take Action for SDGs. What is SDGs? SDGs are United Nations Sustainable Development Goals divided into 17 projects. With joint efforts of the whole world, these global goals are listed in order to move toward sustainability. Among the 17 goals, we'd like to focus on the 12th item, ensure sustainable consumption and production patterns, which include energy, water, and food issues. Why do we introduce this pattern especially? Because we find that in this year, many electronic products continue to emerge. The replacement rate is getting higher and higher, but the recovery rate is not growing. First, what kind of things will be classified as e-waste in your daily life? The common e-waste includes computers, mobile phones, televisions, and other unusable, discarded electrical or electronic products.
According to researchers, we found that they were mostly produced in Asia in 2019, which was almost 24.9 million tons, and those of Europe produced 12 million tons. These data are quite staggering. To our surprise, we also find that a third of e-waste produced by British households each year is not recycled at all. This will cause serious pollution to the environment, and we all need to face up to this serious problem.
As an old saying goes, garbage is just a resource that is misplaced. E-waste contains gold, silver, copper, and other metals. Therefore, e-waste is also called urban mines. The Japanese Olympic Committee saw this opportunity, so they held on to citizens to donate their mobile cell phones or other electrical products, recycling these scrap metals for Olympic medals.
As vocational school students, we may not be able to take part in the production of electronic products or further change related policies. Then what can we do? We cannot just ignore the serious issues and take action instead. By understanding more about not only the advantages and the disadvantages, but also the recycling process, this might be the key to the problems. Although we're just high school students, we desire to do something meaningful to save our Earth. Therefore, we will propose three following action plans.
First, we could advise that our school increase the rewards
of waste battery recycling and hold the recycling competition so that more and more students and teachers be able to will be able will will the importance of this issue and further know how to deal with it. Second, we could shoot some relevant promotional videos and share these videos on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, and hopefully make, make more people discuss relevant issues and further join us.
Third, there are many families in remote areas who are unable to afford these valuable electronic products and need to take turns using computers or cell phones together, which sometimes causing the lack of opportunities to learn. Inspired by the Tokyo Olympics this year, we would like to set up an e-products donation station in our school and encourage students in our school to donate available e-products and related chargings to indigenous elementary schools.
Through these campaigns, more second-hand e-products can be reused again and become the tool of online learning, especially during COVID-19. To conclude, despite the convenience of technology, there has been a lot of e-waste caused by the high replacement rate. And many people are not aware of it or did not know how to tackle lost unused e-products.
Moreover, several countries, such as Japan, have encouraged their people to recycle their electronics to cut down on the amount of e-waste effectively. We therefore were inspired and came up with these ideas. As high school students, as well as part of the world, we all have responsibility to make the world a better place to live.
So, it's time for us to take action now. These are our references.
Thanks for your listening.
Okay, so why you choose this SDGs topic? So originally, our school have done this donation things about the to donate those e-waste that some electronic products have been wasting too much, and we started to, because our school have been aware of this issue, so we started to make some donation station to re to like decrease this issue. And because our school are doing this thing, so we want to share more about this issue to everyone so that everyone can aware of this, and they can know how serious this thing is, so people can take action to reduce this e-waste as soon as possible.
Thank you. Your question. How many medals have been created by e-waste? All the medals for the Tokyo Olympics are made by recycling scrap metal from e-waste. Thank you.
And how to deal with the e-waste. So as we said, we are shooting the videos to put on the internet, such as Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, to let more people aware of this issue. And we also suggest students to donate their unusable, like they don't use those electronic products anymore, so they can donate it to other students that who don't have any electronic products to make it the tools for educational, so we can donate it to those people, and it will help more people to like they will not have any lack of internet, like because through COVID-19 we have to online study a lot, so we have to those people who don't have any electronic products to thank you. So to those who didn't have any electronic products, and also the senior citizens, to know more about some news in the world or get some information to know more about things around the world. Yeah, that's our goals to deal with the e-waste. Thank you.
Hello everyone, we are students from Rankin High School. Because our partners are unable to attend, so we played a video instead of live report.
打那个视窗。点到那视窗，对。
Climate change has become more and more serious. According to the information from Taiwan's Ministry of Transport, there are almost 23 million scooters in Taiwan, which means one person has one scooter. In order to help stop climate change from happening, the government can tax personal transportation such as car, scooters. That way people will take mass transportations instead of riding their own scooters. By doing so, we can reduce carbon emission as a country.
There are 1.6 billion cattle in the world. When they're farting, they produce a lot of methane. So we can improve the feed of cattle. In 2015, studies showed that if we add a lot of asparagus taxidermies in their feed, we can reduce methane emissions from cattle by more than 80%. So the Taiwanese government can help us farmers to get this type of feed to help reduce our carbon emissions from raising ruminants.
There can be many kinds of trees, and trees can absorb carbon dioxide. One piece of the information is that every additional tree on Earth can reduce 12 kilograms of carbon dioxide a year. If the genetically modified century poplar tree is planted, 3 trees can save 1 ton of modern carbon dioxide. Our government can commission the planting of these trees in order to increase the effectiveness of our effort in reducing carbon emissions. Also, the more trees that there are around us, the better it will like.
Making cashman wood will destroy 70% of Mongolia Paris, and it also wastes a lot of water. So if we want to prevent this from happening, the government should persuade enterprise to use the eco-friendly material and eco-friendly method.
Our topic is about climate change. So, in the first place, what is climate change? According to the United Nations, climate change refers to long-term shifts in temperatures and weather patterns. These shifts may be natural, such as through variations in the solar cycle, but since the 1800s, human activities have been the main driver of climate change, primarily due to burning fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas. Human factors are the cause of the increase of greenhouse gases, deforestation, and so on. If this continues, things will get worse, causing natural disasters such as heavy rain, floods, landslides, and so on. This will make our lives miserable. Therefore, we have to do something to stop this change as soon as possible before it's too late.
Environmental problems in Nara Prefecture and their solutions. Environmental problems due to global warming are becoming more serious in Nara Prefecture. Dia has been challenged as a messenger of God in Nala. However, due to recent decrease in snowfall caused by global warming, food shortages have been eliminated. As a result, the number of deer has greatly increased. This has led to situations where the deer have eaten rare plants and crops. There is concern that this will damage the biodiversity of Nara Prefecture. To help solve this problem, capturing the deer and placing fences for population controls are currently being implemented. We must take climate change seriously. What should we do to change the world for the better? In Nara Prefecture, there is a famous tourist spot called Nara Park where many deer live. There have been a number of cases where deer have eaten plastic trash littered by tourists and died after getting it stuck in their stomachs. To solve this problem, we created Shikagami, a paper bag that is harmless to deer even if they eat it. The paper bags are made from recycled pulp, such as milk cartons and rice bran, and are friendly to both deer and the environment. In this way, we can learn about the various initiatives. There are other things we can do in our daily lives to make our planet a better place. These are just a few examples. Let's pay attention to the environment.
We have 2 minutes to select questions, right? We have 2 minutes to select questions. Okay, so here's
你可以点那个点几我都有传，我上面也有，可以取消分享。
Okay, so the 2 questions that that they asked us right here. Why did you choose this topic? And
Yes.
So first question is, why did you choose this topic? We think climate change is such a large issue that we feel it deserves all of the attention that we can give it. and that's why we chose this topic.
And the second question is, if the fee is too expensive, how do we solve this issue? Well, as paragraph says, taxi format is actually cheap. The new feed for cows is not much more expensive than the previous feed.
The third question is, where should we get the resource to save the planet? Right now, we waste a lot. We can reduce the waste or use our current resource better.
Okay. There's another question. Where should we get the resources needed for saving the planet? I think we can get the resources from the wind and the sunlight. Maybe the water from rivers. Um, Another question is that you would say that human activities cause climate change. So will animals cause climate change? The answer is yes, because we talked about uh, uh, we talked about that cow cattle uh, cattle farts and that make our air worse and worse. So the answer is yes. Animal cause climate change too.
The question is, are there more renewable resources? Of course, like wind or solar.
And the other question is, how to put this into your daily life? Eating less meat produced by farmers that don't use this food is good. Taking mass transport is good too.
Don't fart is also good.
You can say
You
thank
can-
you. Last one.
You can, you can plant smaller trees. They don't have to be genetically modified to help make a difference.
Somebody asks, "Are you doing this PPT by oneself?" Um, we do it together. Yeah, together. And well, thank you for listening.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are the students from Putih High School, Indonesia, and our partners are the students from Sinchuang High School, Taiwan. We choose good health and well-being to be our project. There is 4 sections in the presentation. This is our name list. There is 4 sections in this presentation, as you can see on the screen. The first one is cause and problem. As you can see, the COVID-19 has already affected the whole world and raging for about 2 years, disturbing the function of education system. Teachers and students are forced to adopt online learning method. As the result, students feel lonely because there's hardly any real interaction between them. There's no entertainment, internet issues, and the lack of motivation. As you can see, this is the number of COVID-19 cases from Asia alone, while globally there is a lot more than this. Next, we will show you our data. Here is the data we have collected from our school. We made the questionnaires in Google Form in Likert scale and took about 465 samples. There are 3 points we would like to point out. There are 58% of participants that are strongly agree about the lack of motivation caused by learning from home. There are 46% of participants that agree that they have less attentive because of the learning from the home method, and 55% of the participants are agree that COVID-19 makes them feel anxious.
This is the result of Taiwanese high school student studies. We use Google Form to investigate problems of mental health and educational quality. The total number of senior high school participants in the questionnaire is 171. The analyzed result between Taiwan and Indonesia is that educational qualities were affected to the same degree. Moreover, the mental health problem in Taiwan is notable than Indonesia. The problems that we want to focus are on 2 issues. The first one is educational quality. The second one is mental health. Take Taiwan for example. Schools in Taiwan closed this May. We were forced to have online classes. During this time, students lost their learning motivation, which lowered learning quality, and many of us then faced mental problem issues during that time. As a high school students, we want to make something different to change this situation. Action 1 is to make an online app. The purpose is to let students relax and interact with each other. This app includes many activities, such as singing games, drawing games, and chat rooms. Because many students in other countries are still forbidden to go to school, we think this app can help students relieve their stress by these games. Action 2 is about creating chat rooms in the course. The purpose is to solve mental problems after distance learning. We want to shorten the course to 40 minutes and add 10 minutes for students to form in groups and share their lives and experience in different topics. Now, we want to show you more details about actions. First, we hope students to follow 3R strategies, which means release their stress, restore the mental state, and retain the psychological situation. Second, we want to create an emotional outlet by speaking out in different apps. All the activities need to be done in pairs in each group by online apps. For the conclusion, both of these 2 actions want to let students feel less stressed through our actions. Now, we want to play the video and show you how 2 action works. Action 1, an app with some fun games. First is the singing game. One person sings the song and others need to guess what the song is.
I know, it's stuck with you.
Second, drawing games. It can be played in 4 to 5 people. The first person needs to draw the topic. The next person needs to remember what the first picture looks like, erase the first picture, and draw the picture that he remembers. The last person needs to guess what the topic is, and this is all about how to play this game.
倒数10、9、8、鸭嘴兽6、鸭嘴兽，不是鸭嘴兽，4，这是一只啊，怎么是脚啦？好，袁成比个叉叉的动作，呆呢。
Third, last but not least, the main point of the chat room is choose a topic and talk to the people in the room, like discussing some news or telling some stories. All the saying would not be recorded. In this video, they were discussing the topic of Aboriginal rights.
Yeah, I think so too. And because the law is talking about how to protect their culture, but how can we use grade to protect their culture?
Action 2, the in-person chat course. In this class, you can know each other better and share your experience during the online class with your classmates. The teacher will be beside us.
Hey guys, my name is Thomas, and today I'm going to talk about my life during the pandemic. And because of the pandemic, I usually stay up late because I don't need to go to school earlier. And I can't go to exercise anymore or go outside to the theater or department store. So I feel pretty nervous and depressed. And I can chat with my friends, so I feel pretty lonely. Yeah, that's it.
Here is our conclusion. We want to take actions to help both sides of us become much better. And most importantly, to improve and deal with the problems we are facing. As the saying goes, success is sum of small efforts, repeated day in and day out. As senior high school students, even a small step can make this world different. This is our presentation. Thanks for listening.
Ah, 好，来唱下去。
I want to answer the question is how can a drawing game achieve during the distance learning? Because there is an app that you can draw the scene on it, and many friends can join in the app and guess what they are drawing, and that's pretty funny because you can chat with each other. So I think that may achieve during the distance learning. And there's another question is, what made you want to choose this topic? Because COVID-19 has large impact on our life, and we can contact with our friends, and we don't have any physical contact or face-to-face to talk with them. So we may have some mental problem or physical problem, like we may feel anxious, nervous, and maybe some depressed. So we choose this topic to want to research it more deeply. Yes, and have you already used this method? What were your experience? I want to answer it. And we have already used this method, and my experience is that we have fun during the game, and other friends also feel relaxed because we can chat with each others. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I want to answer the questions that will a quality education connect to mental health? So, in order to get a good mental health for students, the students need to get good quality of the education too. Because if you get a bad quality education, the students will be stressed out of the tasks and the assignment, and as the result, the mental health of the students will be broken or bad.
This is our presentation and answer. Thanks for listening.